Hey guys, I'm Sydney. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I welcome you. I make videos about selling on the Poshmark app. I have been selling on Poshmark for 5 years, since 2014. I was also a closet consultant at PoshFest, which is Poshmark's annual conference that they have every year. This past year it was in Dallas, so that was a great time. Today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a situation that I had happen a few months ago. Just to preface this, I don't want this to give you like a negative feel for Poshmark, because Poshmark is absolutely still the best app that you can sell clothing on. I'm simply sharing this with you so that you can kind of learn from it and learn what to do in terms of anticipating something like this happening, and if something like this does happen, how you need to go about fixing it. So before we get started, first of all, I got a lot of questions about my necklace and my hair clip from Instagram stories the other day, so I will link those down below in the description box. Also, I want to thank everyone who picked up my bundle the past few days and got a free closet review. I am actively working on the closet reviews. There are quite a few of them. I'm working as fast as I can to get those back to people. I don't know if you saw my last video or not. I was sick last week and that put me like very behind with everything that I need to get done. But I promise I will get to everyone and get those back to everyone. If you are interested in the bundle, it's going to include 5 of my ebooks. It includes my sourcing guide, which is going to help you to prioritize what you need to be buying at the thrift store in terms of getting the highest profit margins on stuff. It's also going to include my Goodwill Outlet guide. And someone asked me the other day if this could apply to somewhere other than Goodwill, and the answer is yes. The point of the Goodwill Outlet guide is to teach you what to buy that will sell for not as high of a profit margin, but that will sell consistently. But because it's not such a high profit margin, you need to be paying the least amount as possible, ideally $1 or less per item. So that is the point of the Goodwill Outlet guide, to teach you what to buy in terms of what I like to call filler items. This is just to help you appeal to all different price points and help you attract customers who are shopping at all different price points. So you're gonna have like your higher price point items, which are in the sourcing guide, and then you're gonna have your lower price point items, which are in the Goodwill Outlet guides, because you have to carry all prices in your closet. You can't just carry really expensive items, you can't just carry really cheap items. You have to carry like a good mix. So that's gonna teach you how to do that. It's also going to include my guide to pricing, closet clear out, and offer to likers. That is more about like selling strategies. Like, first of all, how to price your items, and then second of all, how to use the Poshmark promotions, closet clear out, and offer to likers in order to sell your items. It's also going to include my top 25 tips for Instagram if you are interested in getting on Instagram and marketing your stuff that way. It's also going to include my top 10 jeans guide. Jeans are really an item that you can sell year round, so I made just a list of top 10 brands that I like to pick up that tend to sell consistently. So going into, also it's going to include a membership to my private share group. To get that, please email me. I will put the address down below beside the link. Just whenever you sign up using the link, just send me an email to the email address and just give me your name, and I will send you the link to join the share group. And then the questions for your free closet review are in the packet with the ebooks. So you'll get those immediately sent to your email. You'll have all of them immediately, and then you'll have your questions to send back to me for your closet review. Okay, so getting into this video and the situation that I had happen a couple months, and it makes me really sad that there are people like this out there, but I worked in retail for a very long time, and I started working in retail when I was 17, and there are people like this everywhere, in real life, online. It's just how it works. You will have dishonest people. So a few months ago, I sold a pair of sneakers to someone. And I don't normally pick up sneakers. I found these sneakers on clearance at a retail store, and so they were really good price, and so I picked them up because I knew that I could at least make something on them. I don't really know a whole lot about sneakers. Like, there are people who only sell sneakers, and I realized that I'm not a sneaker person. So, you know, I literally just picked these up because they were at such a good price and I knew I could make something on them. So I sell these sneakers, I ship them out, and a few days later, this person opens the dreaded case. You get that email and your stomach drops that someone has opened a case against you. So they were claiming that the shoes were not authentic. And this was really frustrating to me because I knew they were authentic. Because I had purchased them retail, obviously they're authentic. And before I could even open the case to read what the person had said, this person had left probably about 15 comments on this case. I mean, it was just notification after notification after notification just coming across my phone from this person, just literally losing their mind over the shoes, and they were saying all of these things and the reasons why they were not authentic, and they said something about how they had gone overseas and they knew all these things. And the first thing that comes into my mind, first of all, I had pictures. I always take pictures of as many different angles of the shoes as possible, okay? Every angle of the shoe is photographed. The inside, the outside, everything is photographed. So I had all that in my listing. So he's saying all of these things, but all the things are on the shoe, and there were photos of every angle of the shoe. And I'm just like, if you knew this going into it, why did you buy them? And so obviously they were a scammer, and I knew immediately they were a scammer. But not only were they trying to scam me, they would not stop commenting on the case. I mean, I had so many notifications, I cannot even tell you. So the first thing you have to do when you have a situation like this is to not react, like not get personal with this person. But then, like, because of the way this person was acting, I had never had someone act like this. Like, I've had cases open before, but I never had someone react like this. Like, they were like overreacting. And Poshmark is very, very good. So like when this person was acting erratically, I knew he had already lost just because of the way that he was acting. So I was like, okay. First of all, I had to wait for him to stop commenting. And then thankfully I had purchased these shoes from a retail store, and I keep all of my receipts for bookkeeping, obviously. And so I had my receipt. And this is why it is so important for you to keep receipts on stuff like this. If you ever go out and you buy anything for yourself at a retail store and you think that there is a chance that you will sell it later, keep your receipt. Like, just put a drawer somewhere in your house, keep your receipts together, and that way if you ever sell something like this, you will have your receipt. So I commented on the case, and I simply said that the shoes were authentic, that they were purchased at a retail store, and that I had the receipt, and that I would be willing to submit the receipt via email to Poshmark, because obviously the receipt had information about like my local area, where about the shoes, how much I paid for them. Like, I didn't want to submit this in the case for the customer to see because it was none of his business. So Poshmark then reached out to me outside of the case via email and asked me to submit photos of my receipt, which I did, and then they closed the case in my favor because the shoes were authentic. So in that situation, you need to submit your receipt. Poshmark doesn't care how much you paid for something. They just need proof that the item is authentic. Now, there is the scenario that if I had not have gotten these shoes at a retail store, I'm honestly not sure what would have happened, because I would not have had any tangible proof that the shoes were authentic. The receipt from the retail store was my only proof that they were authentic. So I hate to say this, but in the case that I had bought these shoes at a thrift store, I do believe he would have been allowed to return them, just because I had nothing to authenticate the shoes by other than this receipt. So if that happens and you don't have a receipt, or you bought them from a thrift store, the only thing that I can think of would be to reach out to the company, whatever the manufacturer is, and find a customer service email or a number and call them and see if you can submit photos and if they can authenticate the item for you, and then send that to Poshmark, which would have been my next step had they not accepted this receipt, which I knew they would accept the receipt just because of, like, I bought the shoes from a retail store. So obviously the retail store is not selling counterfeit items, you know? So I was like 99% confident that I would win the case. I honestly, like, this person was very just overreacting, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, just, it was like on the point of harassment for how many comments they were leaving on this case. I had never had somebody react this way before. So they closed the case in my favor, and I wish I could say that that was the end of it. But in true Apple fashion, wait, there's more. So I then go to this person's profile to block them, because in this case, I feel like it was completely appropriate for me to block this person just because of the way that they were acting, and I wanted no more notifications from this person. So I go to their profile to block the person, and they have stolen my photos from my listing and have listed the shoes for sale in their closet, and are now trying to sell the shoes themselves after claiming that they were fake. They are not now trying to sell them themselves using my photos. So then, and this is why I always encourage people to email Poshmark if you find that somebody has stolen your photos. I had to email Poshmark again and reach out to them and tell them that this guy had stolen my photos and they removed his listing. So if someone ever steals your photos, like, you have legal rights to your photos. Somebody ever steals your photos, email Poshmark immediately, show them they are your photos, and they will take them down, which they did to this guy. He went back and he posted his own photos of the shoes that he was then trying to sell because he said they were fake. So if anything like this happens, if you have a case where this happens, first thing you need to do is not react and not get personal with this person. The second thing you need to do is find any proof that you have. So if they're claiming that something is not authentic, you need to go and find proof that the item is authentic. I will go as far to say when anything that you list, you almost need to have proof that they are authentic. If you are listing really anything, have proof that it's authentic, please. If anybody tries to claim that something is not authentic, reach out to the company. If you don't have a receipt, reach out to the company and see if they will authenticate it for you. But do not get personal with these people who try to open cases against you, because 9 times out of 10, unless you have done something, like made a mistake or something, 9 times out of 10 the item just doesn't fit them and they just want to return it. I've had people damage stuff, not on Poshmark, but on other platforms that I sell on. I've had people damage stuff. People overreact so much if they want to return something. And it really blows my mind, like, how people act about this, but it happens. It's retail. This is just what happens in retail. I just want you guys to be able to protect yourselves against anyone who is trying to scam you. Because as sad as it is, these people exist. And it's just a part of retail. It's a part of, you know, brick and mortar retail, online retail. It's just how things work. Poshmark is very good. Their customer service is very good about protecting their sellers and sticking up for their sellers. Most of the time, you just need to let them handle it. And I hear a lot of people getting frustrated because of how long it takes them to handle these cases or to respond. You have to remember, Poshmark is a very small company. They are still a very small company in terms of how many employees they have versus how many people are selling things on the app. They probably get hundreds to thousands of emails a day. Like, it's gonna take them a little while to respond to you. And I can't imagine if they had a phone number. This is why they don't have a phone number, because they don't have the capability of handling that kind of volume. This is why they handle things through email, because it gives them a little bit more control over the situation. But they are very, very good about supporting their sellers in cases like this. So, you know, I just encourage you to, in your listings, take as many photos as possible. Put as many photos as possible in your listing, because that is your first step of proof of anything. Somebody tries to tell you there's a flaw, and I tell this to so many people, you have to photograph front, back, bottom, sides, inside, outside of everything, especially shoes. I've had so many people try to claim that I sent them like the wrong size of shoes or that something was wrong. It's in my photos. Like, I take photos of all angles of everything. So, you know, that is your first step of protecting yourself in terms of not having cases opened against you. So I hope this helps someone. Like, I just wanted to share the situation because I want someone to learn from it. I want you guys to learn from it. I want you to kind of see like a scenario and what you can do to protect yourself from that scenario. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I do hope that you will subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.